They say you can judge a person's character by how they treat those who appear to hold no power. In the gleaming high-rise offices of Titan Corporation, a woman named Lillian "Lily" Carter was about to put that theory to the test and change everything in the process. Lily walked through the halls every day pushing her well-worn cleaning cart. Her faded uniform, neatly pressed but visibly aged, bore testament to years of hard work. Her graying hair was always tied back, and her calloused hands moved expertly across surfaces, leaving everything spotless. To most of the executives, she was invisible. But Lily wasn't just a cleaner. Beneath her quiet demeanor lay a story that would leave them all speechless. It was a Tuesday morning like any other in the Chicago headquarters of Titan Corporation. The 30th floor was bustling with activity. Executives in tailored suits and expensive shoes hurried back and forth, preparing for the annual corporate review. Meetings were scheduled, presentations rehearsed, and coffee orders barked at interns. Lily moved quietly among them, her cart stocked with cleaning supplies. She wiped the glass windows of the boardroom with practiced efficiency, ignoring the buzz of activity around her. Her presence was like the hum of the air conditioning, constant, unnoticed, and taken for granted. "Hey," a sharp voice cut through the air. "Make sure you don't leave streaks this time." Lily turned to see Brian Whitman, a senior executive known for his sharp tongue and even sharper ambition. He leaned against the doorway of the boardroom, smirking as he scrolled through his phone. "Some of us have important meetings here," he added, his tone dripping with condescension. Several of his colleagues laughed, their eyes flicking toward Lily. She didn't respond. She never did. Instead, she nodded silently and resumed her work, her movements calm and deliberate. If the comment bothered her, she didn't show it. She had learned long ago that actions spoke louder than words. While most of the office ignored Lily, one person had noticed her. Mia Torres, a fresh-faced intern, had joined Titan only 3 weeks earlier. A recent graduate of Northwestern's business school, Mia had come in with high hopes, eager to learn and make her mark. But what she had found was a culture steeped in hierarchy and arrogance. People at Titan seemed to measure worth by titles and paychecks, and those without either were treated as little more than background noise. Mia couldn't help but notice how the staff treated Lily. They spoke over her, dismissed her, and sometimes acted as though she wasn't even there. But Mia also noticed something else: the way Lily carried herself. Despite her worn uniform and quiet demeanor, Lily moved through the office with an air of calm confidence. Her sharp eyes seemed to take in everything, as though she were cataloging details most people overlooked. One day, Mia saw Lily pause outside the boardroom, her eyes lingering on the large company mission statement engraved on the wall. The words integrity, respect, excellence were etched in bold letters, a mantra that felt painfully hollow given the behavior Mia had witnessed. "You okay?" Mia asked, her voice tentative. Lily glanced at her, a faint smile playing on her lips. "Just thinking," she replied softly before returning to her cart. By mid-morning, the atmosphere in the office had shifted. Arthur Benson, the CEO of Titan Corporation, had flown in from New York for the annual review. Arthur was a towering figure in the corporate world, a self-made billionaire with a reputation for both brilliance and ruthlessness. His rare visits always sent the staff into a frenzy, and today was no different. As Arthur arrived, the executives gathered in the boardroom, their tension palpable. The room fell silent as he entered, his sharp eyes scanning the crowd. Brian Whitman, seated near the head of the table, leaned back in his chair with a confident smirk. He was ready to showcase his achievements and solidify his place as one of Arthur's most trusted lieutenants. But then something unexpected happened. Arthur's gaze landed on Lily, who stood quietly in the corner with her cleaning supplies. For a moment, the room seemed to freeze. Executives exchanged puzzled glances, wondering why their CEO's attention was focused on the janitor. "Lily," Arthur said, his voice warm and familiar. "I think it's time." The room erupted in whispers. Brian frowned, his smirk faltering. What was going on? Lily set down the rag she had been holding and straightened her posture. For the first time, she wasn't the quiet cleaner everyone ignored. She was someone else entirely. Walking to the front of the room, she stood beside Arthur, her presence commanding. The executives stared, their confusion growing by the second. Arthur turned to the group. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, his tone measured, "allow me to introduce Titan Corporation's majority shareholder, Lillian Carter." The room descended into stunned silence. Gasps echoed around the table. Brian's face turned ashen, his mind racing to comprehend what he had just heard. The woman he had mocked mere hours ago now stood at the helm of the company. Lily began to speak, her voice steady and resolute. "For years," she said, "I've watched this company, not from a desk, but from the floors you walk on, the offices you leave in disarray, and the hallways you ignore. And what I've seen is a culture that's lost its way. Respect and integrity, values this company claims to hold dear, have been replaced by arrogance and greed. But today, that changes." As Lily's words sank in, the room buzzed with murmurs. Brian sat frozen, replaying every dismissive comment and condescending look he had ever directed at her. His colleagues avoided his gaze, sensing what was coming. "Mr. Whitman," Lily said, her tone sharp, "you're fired, effective immediately." Brian's jaw dropped. "You can't—" "I can," Lily interrupted, "and I just did." The murmurs grew louder as Brian slumped in his chair, his confidence shattered. This was the same man who had climbed the corporate ladder by stepping on others, and now, in an instant, his career was in ruins. Lily wasn't done. She turned her attention to the rest of the room, her gaze unwavering. This company was built on the hard work of people at every level, not just those in this room. Moving forward, we will operate with respect and accountability. If you can't adapt, you're welcome to leave. Arthur Benson stood beside her, nodding in agreement. "Lillian Carter has earned her place," he said. "She's the leader Titan needs, someone who understands the value of integrity and hard work." Over the next hour, Lily outlined her vision for Titan Corporation. Her plans included sweeping changes to the company's culture, from mandatory diversity and inclusion training to policies that prioritized employee well-being. The executives listened in stunned silence, knowing that the power dynamics of the company had shifted irrevocably. In the days that followed, word of Lily's reveal spread throughout the company and beyond. Employees at every level began to reevaluate their behavior, knowing that the cleaning lady they had overlooked now held their futures in her hands. Mia Torres, inspired by Lily's leadership, approached her one day. "Thank you," Mia said, her voice filled with admiration, "for showing us what leadership really looks like." Lily smiled, her warmth breaking through her otherwise composed demeanor. "Never let anyone tell you your worth," she said. "You decide that." Months later, Titan Corporation was a changed organization. Lily's leadership brought a renewed sense of purpose to the company. Employee satisfaction soared, and the company's performance followed suit. What had once been a toxic environment was now a place where respect and collaboration thrived. Brian Whitman, meanwhile, faded from the corporate world, his reputation irreparably damaged. But for Mia and countless others, Lily's story became a symbol of hope, a reminder that true power comes not from titles or wealth, but from resilience and integrity. As Lily stood in her corner office, overlooking the city she had once cleaned, she reflected on how far she had come. The skyline, with its towering buildings and bustling streets, no longer seemed like a distant dream. It was a testament to the fact that anyone, no matter their beginnings, could rise to the top with hard work and determination. Titan Corporation would never forget the day they underestimated Lillian Carter, the cleaning lady who, it turned out, owned it all. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey of resilience, humility, and the power of never underestimating others. Stories like Lillian Carter's remind us that true leadership is about integrity and respect, and that greatness can come from the most unexpected places. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Motivation Wow, where we celebrate the moments that remind us of what truly matters. Together, we can spread positivity, empower change, and create a kinder world. Until next time, stay motivated and remember, your worth is yours to define.